What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Racing. We are live here in Zandvoort for the Netherlands Grand Prix. I'm just trying to mess around with something because it's all been a bit messed up, so just bear with me a second. I also do need to just do a quick sound check, make sure it sounds okay. Right, that sounds okay. And what's the onboards like? Let me just check. What's going on, Gravangan? How we doing? Hope you're well. What's happened to the stream? Where's the stream gone? I'm just listening to onboards now. Why is it all so low? Wait, I can't even hear it on my phone. There we go. Yeah, onboard sounds okay. Yeah, it will be an interesting race, mate. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to get rid of. There's not two sounds there, is there? Oh yeah, because I was listening to myself. I just need to get rid of this overlay that's on the. Sorry, bear with me. That's on. There it is. No, that's not it either. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Jesus. Right, so. So bear with me, guys. Right, 1 second. Let me just. Right, so that's fine. This is annoying. Sorry, it's been messed around with a little bit, so I do apologise. Wait with me. I've got this. Bear with me, please, guys. Sorry about this. Right, let's go. Casper, a 108.1 here in Zandvoort. He is setting the benchmark. Doing a cracking job. So, Casper, currently on a provisional pole. Then Fanfurness into P2 and Epic OJ in P3. DJ Cohen, the new debutant who has taken the Red Bull seat after Aspect's departure last week. You know, we've got a full grid again. That means actually that every single seat got filled today in every single tier. All 80 drivers that were able to raced. Jack MS in the Red Bull as well. And you've got Jeffrey Boy, Edward, Thomas in the Aston Martin has spun into the wall at turn 2. The Ferrari is coming, has to dodge out of the way. Bjorn McQueen in that Sauber who are fighting for the championship. Just remember that there is a Sauber and a Racing Bull championship underway here. And if we just try and take a look at what it looks like, that is what it looks like. So Sauber lead on 548 points. Racing Bulls on 545 after the domination of Racing Bulls last week. It is now getting very spicy indeed. Pro Ultra and Reese Dye are both now on laps. I think that was Pro Ultra that invalidated it. So it is CJ in the Ferrari. We do have a Sauber and a McLaren coming around. I think that's Bjorn McQueen. It isn't. It's Epic OJ into the pit lane. Here comes Sander. There's a lot of Dutch drivers at the home Grand Prix here. Mike's a bit quiet. I've turned it up, so hopefully that does sort it out. But yes, Bjorn McQueen, Thomas, Reese Dye, we will go on board with him to see what he can do. So riding on board with the Racing Bull to see if he can take pole away from Epic OJ. Yeah, there's so many Dutch sim races, isn't there? Like, honestly. So, Reese coming around turn 12 up towards 13 and 14 for the Racing Bull. His teammate is currently on pole position, but for how long? Here we go. With 11 minutes to go, Reese Dye to the line, goes fastest, a 108.0 for the Englishman. It is a 1-2 RB. Bjorn McQueen in the Sauber darting into the pit lane. They're currently in 4 and 6. CJ in the Ferrari, trying to improve as well. Pro Ultra in the Aston Martin, after invalidating his first run, will go again. It is short quality, Mr. Reese. Honestly, I cannot wait to get into bed. I'm not feeling very well. Just feel a bit dodgy today. Pro Ultra around turn 13 and 14. It's horrible. I try and make sure that I feel okay for Sundays, because it's just such a long day, isn't it? Like, especially for the team and stuff like that, because it's just a full day of racing. If I feel a bit dodgy or something, it's like, oh god no, it sort of ruins the day for me. Especially when we've got 4 races, and even if I'm not commentating, I'm in the background catching the data, collecting the stats, doing stuff. Like, it's a full day. Do love the race days though, especially when I'm feeling better though. Jinto in the McLaren coming around turn 9 and down towards turn 10. He's got Deadly just in front of him in the Williams. Andreas, I actually forgot about that, so I will put it out soon. I was waiting until after the Wednesday to put it out, and I've not put any of them out yet, so yes, I will do that. We do have a break. We do have a break next Sunday, so Deadly up to P6 in the Williams. Pulse Luxury is lighting up the circuit. Can we get the fastest lap and sectors? There you have it. Racing Bulls are just absolutely dominant. Reese is the fastest lap with the fastest first and second sector, and then Casper with the fastest third sector. So, fanfulness. Casper's going again. Casper is going to go again. Yeah, Mr. Reese, I was thinking the exact same thing the other day, because I really do think he was going to compete for the championship. I mean, you look at the driver's standings, he's still in 6th. He's not raced for 6 races, 7 races. I don't know how many. What we're on, round 15. He's not racing. It's what, round 9? I do wonder where he'd be, especially with it being 30 points for the win. Oh, disqualified. Fanfulness, no. Wow. From P3, he has been disqualified. That is a massive blow to his home Grand Prix hopes. We do still have Casper, the Dutchman, as well, though. And Casper, the man from Sweden, here in Zandvoort. Just under 8 minutes to go. Epic OJ in the Sauber, but it is Casper down to the line that is improving. And he goes pole by 1/1000th of a second. Casper and Reese are utterly dominant here in Zandvoort, but look how close them times are. That is incredible. 1/1000th. Can Sander get any sort of response here around the final corners? And the Dutchman should know this track like the back of his hand. And into the pit lane. Epic OJ now in the Sauber. We know how quick that Epic OJ has been recently. Mr. Reese, I have no idea. It should have been released by now, but they're talking the Epic OJ up to P3. They're talking now about maybe about August, which I think is absolutely ludicrous. And they're going on about because it was supposed to be like end of June, weren't it? Or end of July, I can't remember. End of June, I think it was. Then they were going on about end of July. Now they're talking about August, but I don't know how true that is. So Hackmore in the Haas, now on a lovely new wheel. Up to P4 for Hackmore. Wow. DK Cohen in the Red Bull. We are riding on board with the debut driver if I can ask for the drivers to please try and share their data, that would really help for stuff like this. If we can use this, instead of it just saying player, it will say the driver's name, and it will show us a lot more data for the fans, for the viewers. You can actually just press pause now if you really want to, guys, and just press show public ID. Deadly going pretty quickly there. These times are really close. That is a Haas. I think that is Hackmore on the way in. It might be Borsker actually. No, Borsker's in the pit lane, so it is just Hackmore on an in-lap. And then we do have a Red Bull not far behind, DK Cohen, and then his teammate of Jack M is coming as well. And I think they're all going to go into the pit lane. They are getting ready. Oof, that was close to the wall. They are getting ready. 5 minutes to go. The Aston Martin will be next. Pro Ultra. He's on his way into the pit lane. They're all just getting ready, aren't they? They're just queuing up, getting ready. This is going to be their final runs. They know what they've got to do. So Deadly to the line. Wow, Deadly up to P6. He does improve ever so slightly. But that ever so slightly got him up a few positions because of how close it is. Wow. Look at the top 1, 2. 1/1000th of a second between the top two. So, Pulse Luxury, the Ferrari and the Mercedes both out. That is CJ and Fanfnis starting 19 and 20. That was because Fanfnis got a DSQ. Ah, Deadly, thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. My time.
I don't know why, but I don't know what's going on here. Sorry, guys. Because the alerts and everything should be in front, and they're not, and it's a little bit annoying. But I really appreciate that. Thank you, Deadly. Really appreciate it. But it should have come up on the screen. Right, just under 3 minutes to go. All the drivers are now queuing up. One of the Ferraris is going to be the first of the final runners, and that is Sander. So we ride on board. Oh yes, that's the problem. You can go minimum fuel around here, and it will still give you. There we go. Mad G, thank you so much, Mad G. Tier 1, resubscribe, Tier 1, 43 months in a row. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. Massive support there, guys. I really appreciate it. Yes, when you when you go to the lowest fuel, it still gives you enough fuel to go on standard round twice. So yeah, and they're just making them cars as light as possible for these final runs. Just look like they're all going to do them double out laps. Yeah, they are, but it will be Sander first. He's just letting a bit of the traffic through to get a little gap of space. He doesn't want any interruptions on his lap. Hey, Mirko, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, mate. Hey, really appreciate it, everybody. Massive support tonight. And it does help so much going into the end of the season as well. So Sander in the Ferrari will get us underway for the final time here in qualifying. He will be the first of the final runners. Sander in towards turn 1 in that Scuderia Ferrari onto the apex through using the curve to the outside line, then in towards turn 3 onto the throttle. And through turn 4 and 5 we go. He doesn't want to let go of that throttle anywhere through here. Yeah, half a tenth up at the moment is Sander. This would put him around P4, but he's going to continue to try to improve. This is what he wants. AERT Sander in the Ferrari in towards turn 10. Then he'll use that DRS. That rear wing will go wide open. That McLaren moving to the right. And he is now 1/10 up on his lap time. This could be P4. Maybe even into the top 3. Look at Hackmore. 108.078 in the Haas. The checkered flag has waved. There is a driver just in front of him. Who is that? There is a driver. That is Epic OJ that's hit the checkered flag. So is Jack. Sander to the line. Sander goes P4. And then a few of the RBs coming down. That is Reese. Takes pole with a 107.969. Here comes Casper. Can he take it back? He absolutely does. A 107.877. It's a battle of the Racing Bulls. Here comes Bolska. He stays P18. Then we've got a Sauber. Then we've got Deadly. Deadly to the line, P6. Beyond McQueen, P4. A 108.110. This is incredible lap times. Jeffy Boy in the Williams will be next. He goes P13. The Aston Martin of Pro Ultra and Thomas. Thomas goes P14. Pro Ultra into the pit lane will not improve. Hackmore is also not improving. It is to Abaddon 4 and Pulse Luxury. Abaddon 4 is not going to improve, and neither is Pulse Luxury. Casper takes pole. Here in the Netherlands, it is a 1-2 front row lockout for the Racing Bulls. Looking at the championship, 3 points. The Sauber team lead by the Racing Bulls. But look at this here tonight. It is 1-2 RB. This is massive for the constructors. This could see the pendulum swing. Deadly with a 5-place grid penalty. Oh, I forgot to turn it to short qualifying on my system. Bear with me, guys. Casper, Reese in P2. Then comes Hackmore, Bjorn, Sander, Epic, Deadly, Abaddon 4, Pro Ultra, DK, Cohen, Jack, Gale, Jeffy, Thomas, Edward, Pulse Luxury, Jinto, Carly, Jack. Oh, they've got them all in. That's pretty good going, actually, considering we've got new drivers and everything. Yeah, pretty good going. Pro Ultra's not a reserve, is he? He's got Pro Ultra down as a reserve. Yeah, he's an Aston Martin full-time driver, isn't he? So all the drivers getting ready. Big promo to UEC there, the Ultimate Endurance Championship that we've done with MSC. And then the F7R2, our F2 tier that race on Wednesdays as well. So that's what the billboards are about there. And then obviously Formula 7 Racing, f7r.co.uk. Go and check them out. Go and check out the website if you want to shop for a new hat, a new t-shirt. We've got more stock coming. And also if you want to sign up to any of the events that we've got going over at LMU, ACC or F1. So we are not far off going racing for round 15 here in the Netherlands. We've got Bjorn McQueen, we've got Sander, we've got DK Cohen, we've got Gale, we've got Jinkto as well, I think, maybe, and Fanfenus, all Dutch drivers racing here in the Netherlands. So they are lining up. Oh my god, look at the way Casper has lined that up. He is not here to mess around. And Reese will see that and feel a little bit intimidated with Casper aiming his car like that. Look at that. I don't know, Mirko. He wants to get into turn one with being in front, and Netherlands is really favouring the inside line. So here we go. This is it for round 15, powered by Sim Racing Setups. And it's lights out and away we go. Casper did get the ultimate start that he was waiting for. Restarting P2 and right up the inside goes Hackmore. He is not messing around. He wants to go racing here in the Netherlands. Restarting Hackmore. A side by side. Reese is back in front as we go in towards the hairpin. Here comes Bjorn McQueen. Sander, Epic OJ. The two Saubers trying to get through on that scooter rear. Epic OJ is just about through. They do go side by side. They do touch. But it's Epic OJ that comes out in front. Later on the brakes goes Sander, goes wide, and here comes the battle for DK Cohen. That is Jinkto that is around, and all the drivers through pretty safely until Jack rides the curb and goes wide. That was a pretty decent start. That is Sander and Epic OJ going at it once more. Sander will be to the outside. Epic OJ is clinging onto that position, but for how long? DK Cohen, this is an amazing start here in the Netherlands. Really clean, really good. And here comes the Mercedes and the McLaren. That is Fanfenus and Edward. Edward running a little bit wide and just screwing off the curb there. But Fanfenus started in P20. He's now in P12. Here comes Pulse Luxury, his teammate, trying to make a move on Edward. Is he going to go later on the brakes of the inside? He absolutely is. Edward and Pulse Luxury, Jinkto and Gale. These two having a battle of their own. Brilliant stuff. We are missing Ivan tonight. That's who we're missing. So, the Gale, yeah, I thought we was missing someone. Ivan's moved up in the Drivers' Championship as well. Casper is a second clear of Reese. So, Hackmore, Bjorn McQueen, Epic OJ, Sander, Abaddon 4, DK Cohen, Deadly, Pro Ultra, Jeffy, every single driver locked in DRS apart from the bottom two. Bjorn McQueen has just dropped out of DRS to Hackmore. The two Saubers have got a battle on their hands. Here we go in towards the Audi S. That is a yellow flag. That's the Aston Martin of Thomas. Thomas is around. Did he get damage? I don't know. We can't see. He doesn't share that data. So the two RBs, and now here comes Hackmore. Hackmore is using some serious downforce here, and that is Epic OJ that goes through on his teammate, and Hackmore nearly springing right into the back of Reese Dye. But Epic OJ has been let through by Bjorn McQueen. So tactical plays in the Sauber garage here in the Netherlands. There's Thomas into the pit lane, Fanfenus and Jeffy Boy, and here comes Edward as well. And as them two are locking wheels, Edward's just picking up the pieces. Thank you very much, he says, But Jeffy Boy is now going to come back at him. The Williams is round, spins and smashes into him. And the Williams is into the gravel, and the other Williams is losing places. DK Cohen has made a mistake. Pro Ultra is through, so is Deadly. And that is a huge mistake. Jinto in the McLaren, and that is Gale this round. Andy's got a missing end plate. What is going on here? Yeah, big downfall from Williams there. They're going to have to pit early. You never know what can happen. Here comes Reese and Casper and Hackmore. And they need to be careful, these Racing Bulls. And he does go for that huge lunge down the inside. It's one of them Reese specials. And Casper just trying to help his teammate. And look at this. The two Racing Bulls are going side by side as they are tactically defending, but they touch. Oh, did Hackmore get damage? Epic OJ is right with him, so is Bjorn, and the front five are separated by half a second. This is remarkable stuff here in the Netherlands. Wow, that could have ended in disaster. Did any of them get damage? It doesn't look like it, but the tyres fall off so quickly. Visa wall. You couldn't even fit your Visa credit card between this lot. Look how close they are. And here comes Deadly on a bad on 4. Look at this for a train. And Hackmore is sort of a thorn in the side of these drivers. And it will be quite frustrating. Here comes Reese, and he's going to go to the outside of Casper, who then chooses to defend. Yeah, they've got to start working together. Bjorn's round. And he's collided with the Ferrari of Casper. Did Casper get damaged? Through goes DK Cohen. And the Red Bull leaving space for the Sauber. And up the inside. Oh, they do torch. And Bjorn McQueen is struggling out there a little bit now. He needs to be careful. I think it's the tyres. The tyres are falling off, and Bjorn McQueen is not liking this at the moment. Here comes DK Cohen, Sander, Fanfinus, Edward, and Jack. Pulse Luxury. But these two Racing Bulls defending very tactically. And that is a slide through there for Casper. Let's have a look at the tyres. These tyres have really fallen off here. The mediums, 40% for the lefts. And it's only 5 laps in. I thought the tyre degradation was bad, but these Tier 1 drivers are taking it to another level. Here comes Casper. What about Hackmore? No, he's not going to try it. Epic OJ, a bad on 4. And Hackmore did get the better exit than Reese. And that is Jinto and Bolska just swapping around. And that is Thomas, I think, making a mistake at the back. There's a yellow flag again. That's the Ferrari of CJ, and he is round. That is Pulse Luxury in the Mercedes, and he's round. It is so hard to keep hold of these tyres. It really is. And he has got a missing end plate and damage to the other side of the wing. There's the fastest sectors at the moment. And that is Bjorn McQueen getting through on Pro Ultra. Oh, Pro Ultra, wow, just bouncing on the curb there. DK Cohen, I don't think knew what was going on. Here comes Restart to swap places once again, and then they move to defend, and that is Sander into the pit lane. He's going for the undercut, and I'm not surprised. So into the pit lane for the Ferrari. Jack is through in the Red Bull on Edward in the McLaren. All 20 drivers still on this grid after 7 laps of racing. Some great battling. Some great battling out here, isn't there? so we can see the reaction times of the drivers. Is it going to show us? It is. So look how quick Casper was off the line. No wonder he was able to defend against Reese. Thomas is out in the pit lane. So yeah, that's why the reaction time 5.33 for Casper, 5.73 for Reese. And I tell you what, Casper is going to be well under pressure here. And that is Reese into the pit lane. He's going to pit first. But he gave his teammate DRS to hold on to the lead. The funny question is, where does Reese come out in this? Remember, Sander already pitted, but it doesn't look like he's going to be any closer to Reese. Yeah, he is out, and Sander only just coming down the pit lane. So on to the hard compound tyres. Go Reese. Remember, that is the Constructors' Championship. That's what it looks like. The Drivers' Championship is even better. Look at that. Reese to Epic OJ to Cars. So track limits for a few of the drivers. And here comes Fanfinus in the Mercedes. Just into the gravel a little bit there. Oh, CJ, yeah, 10 seconds into the pit lane. That might be his race done. And there goes a bad on 4 and Epic OJ that went into the pit lane. Bjorn staying out. Now Casper is in as well. This is really interesting to see where these drivers come out in comparison. Fanfinus and Jinkto is in. Here comes Reese in the Racing Bull. He's coming down the pit straight and he is in front and crossed the pit lane. And that is another 10 seconds for CJ for crossing the pit exit. That is just a really silly one, to be honest. And look at that, just 1 lap difference cost Casper 2.5 seconds. The undercut is huge round here. DK Cohen in the Red Bull in P6. As he chases down that Aston Martin in front. He's got a lot of battery here, the Red Bull. Enough to attack here anyway. And Pro Ultra does have a track limit warning already. DK Cohen does not. So around turn 13 and 14 with that DRS enabled, and into the pit lane goes DK. He'll slam on that brake pedal. What is the Sauber doing there? Hopefully the Red Bull did not get damage. No, I don't think he did, but wow, that was really close. So the provisional leaders are into the pit lane, and the true leaders are now back into position. Hackmore, a bad on 4, and Pro Ultra are doing some serious laps on these mediums. What about Bjorn in that Sauber? On the back of Fanfinus. Remember, he does have fresh tyres. He's not going to want to be held up too long. Behind this Mercedes does Bjorn McQueen. 2 Dutch drivers. And here comes Bjorn. And he will finally get through. The Mercedes not making it too easy for him. And Casper and Reese are now chasing down Pro Ultra, 7 seconds behind him. He will be the last of the medium runners to go into the pit lane. I'm surprised that Pro Ultra is waiting this long, but he's a better driver than me, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing. And you've got Edward Sander in the Ferraris, found himself in P12, but there was he had to have a wing change, I think, as well. So that would have cost him a considerable amount of time. Hackmore in P6 in the Haas. He's got a Badon 4 in the Alpine behind him. He's got Deadly in front of him. He's right in the mix of this battle. But Hackmore, remember, he pitted a lot later. Yellow flag, Sector 1 and Sector 3. But here comes Hackmore. Not too bothered about the yellow flags. Track is clear. And that was a good overtake from Hackmore. Yeah, I was just saying... Hackmore pitted 2 laps later, and it's cost him quite a bit of time, but he is going to be a little bit more confident on them hard compound tyres. And that is yellow flag sector 2, very quickly cleared, and green once again. Maybe just the car making a mistake and going a little bit slower. And that is a Ferrari running wide. That is Sander. No, it's not Sander. It is CJ, I think. Has CJ been lapped here? Casper's picked up 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. Was it Casper? Yeah, CJ is unbelievable there. CJ, what are you doing? He's been lapped. Hackmore setting the fastest lap. Pro Ultra is out in the pit lane. Wow. 13 laps down, Pro Ultra is out, and he was in a great position. And there goes Sander on the inside of Edward, picking up a decent position, and he's letting back through. Wow. So, both Aston Martins retire. Oh, he got wing damage. Right, that explains it. Both Aston Martins are out. Hackmore now right behind that Sauber. Remember, he's got better tyres. Wait, did Casper get a penalty? 10 seconds. What was that for? Was that one ignoring yellow flags? Oh, and he's going to have to serve it as well. No way. CJ, 23 seconds now. Here comes Hackmore on Epic OJ, and the Haas is through. And what about Deadly as well? Badon 4 is having a really strong race here. And what about Sander and Edward? And then you've got Bjorn McQueen. It's a really decent race. CJ is so far behind. He's been lapped. He's spun off a few times. He's got 23 seconds of penalties. He's having a torrid race. And there's only 14 laps in it. In fact, he's done one less. He's done 13 laps. As I said, Hackmore's tyres, with him pitting 2 laps later, he is so confident. He's not worried about the car at all, and even the tyres reflecting that. But yeah, that's a massive penalty. A Badon 4 has got so much battery that he could potentially go for a big attack here, and that's exactly what Deadly's going to do on Epic OJ. And the Williams is through and up to P4. Epic OJ demoted to P5. This is what the Racing Bulls needed. They needed the Saubers to do something bad. And that is Edward that is through on Sander. Side by side got the Ferrari and the McLaren. The Ferrari holds on. And the McLaren is through. That is a move. Now comes Bjorn McQueen. It is the 2 Dutch drivers in P10 and P11. Sander on Edward. practically pushing him through turn 9. He does. Edward is really strong with his pace today. He's just driving consistently. But it's so... it's one of them tracks where you can really defend a position. But yeah, Hackmore up to P2. And he is chasing down Reese. With every second on this track, Hackmore is chasing down the lead with 20 laps to go. And Abaddon 4 is going to come for it again. Just running out of racing room. DK Cohen, Sander is through again on Edward. And Bjorn McQueen, and now Jack M has joined the action. Jinkto is not too far behind. We're going to have 2 McLarens in this fight. Yeah, Mirko, I know. He's not close to being lapped twice here, to be honest. He is carrying on, I suppose. And he's definitely not in AI. So a good midfield battle we've got here. So 1.1 for Hackmore to Reese. Bjorn McQueen and Edward. Rallying behind Sander. Edward goes deep and through goes Bjorn. That was the move Bjorn was waiting for. Now he's got one more in front of him, which is Sander, but he needs to get a move on if the Saubers want to do anything in this race regarding the Constructors' Championship. Sorry, guys. Abaddon 4 is in a really good position as well. Him and Edward having some really good racing. And then you've got Jinkto. Now on the back of his teammate, CJ is finally out of this race. Wow. He did carry on for as long as possible. Yellow flag is waving through sector 1. That will be the AI of the Ferrari, but he is going to come out into a bit of space and then his car will go and retire. Might cause a problem for Bolska here potentially. Yellow flag through sector 1, and he is hopefully going to pull over. No, he's going to come back onto the racing line here. And that was very lucky. And here comes the Alpines on the back of Jeffy Boy. Got Pulse Luxury just in the distance. And look at this switchback from Gayley. He goes out wide onto the embankment. Oh, and there was a little snap from the Williams, and Gayley is swarming him here. Hackmore in the Haas, now only 4 tenths behind Reese for the lead of this Grand Prix. Casper has started to catch up. Is Reese defending? That's what he's got to do, but the train is starting to form behind Epic OJ and behind Reese Die with 17 laps to go. Remember Casper with that 10-second time penalty, which is going to be detrimental in his results. It really is going to be so costly. And you can see Hackmore just recharging, getting that battery up. It's tactical. He's waiting, he's patient. And he's going to wait for the perfect opportunity to pounce. But we know that Reese is quite a defensive driver. He knows how to position the car. He knows how to get the best out of the defending. And Hackmore, it will not just be an easy pass and go unless he can get a good exit out of turn 14, and then there's nothing Reese can do. But you look how good he is at defending, moving to the right hand side and then squeezing him out to the outside. And then you made him make a mistake, you made him go deep. But even with the calibre of defending driving that Reese is, he's not able to defend that one. Sander picking up a time penalty. So the Ferrari was having a good race. He is back into the pit lane. Oh no, that is it. That looks like it's it. Yeah, it is. And that's a real shame that for Sander, because he was in the point. He could have still... Oh, I think he had wing damage again. Yeah. After that, yeah. An awful race for Sander. Yeah, hopefully will come back stronger in Brazil. Yeah, Gravangan, I'm always... Oh, Jeffy's out in the pit lane as well. Every single driver that has retired has been in the pit lane. Yeah, I agree with that, Gravangan. I'm very much of the fact of I'll just go to the end regardless. You never know what can happen. You really don't. A safety car comes out, you're back in the race. Is a safety car likely? We don't know. But I tell you what is, this AI car coming right out in the middle of this front row battle. And this is Casper, and then he's going to come out in front of Deadly. Deadly needs to be careful here, and he just pulls to the left. Wow, that was close. Abaddon 4 is looking really strong. DK Cohen on his debut. Very comfortable driving from DK Cohen. In a very nice position. I'm sure he will be comfortable with this. Definitely tier 1. Definitely tier 1. We're happy with that. And glad that he's in the Red Bull. And he seems like a good driver. It's a debut to remember for DK Cohen, to be honest. Gale's out now in the pit lane as well. And then a Mercedes follows in him of Pulse Luxury. Is he also going to retire in the pit lane? Yeah, no, that's 7 in the pit lane and retired at the moment. Or is it 6? Pulse Luxury is just going for the undercut, I think, here. So yellow flag sector 1, and into the pit lane comes DK Cohen and Reese Dye. So they are both going for the undercuts. Interesting. 14 laps to go. Shout out to your favourite driver. Favourite driver on the grid tonight? I'm going to shout out... Well, I mean, I would probably usually shout out somebody like Edward, because I think he's been great. You know, he's not tier 1, but he holds his own. He does the best he can. And just because he wants to be a part of F7, he's a great commentator. He does his own thing as well. I admire what he does. He's a very young lad. He's got a lot of time on his side as well. So yeah, really well done to him, and he does a brilliant job considering his age. Oh, look at this from Reese, and that is Jack M defending like crazy. And Reese needs to be careful not to get caught up in a battle that he does not want to be a part of, as he comes through the Audi S down in towards turn 13 and 14. And he needs to disperse of this Racing Bull as quickly as possible. And he's coming to the inside here, Jack. And Reese will not like that, but that's because he's going into the pit lane. Epic OJ is also into the pits. But yeah, the shout out, I could give a few shout outs to be honest, but I'm going to give it to Deadly. I think Deadly's been brilliant. He was racing in tier 2 last season. He's now in tier 1. He's super consistent. You will very rarely see Deadly retire from a race. He will always go until the very end, and he will try his hardest. If there's no other alternative, obviously that's a bit different, or if he's in a collision or something like that. But even still, he's rarely involved in a collision. He's just a very good driver. And he's going to show you why now as he goes around the outside of Casper, side by side, in towards the Audi S's. He's onto the curb, into the gravel. He's just slightly behind as we go up towards turn 13 and 14 at the right-hander. Is he going to get the better exit? He absolutely is, up the inside of the embankment. Our turn 14 is a sprint race into the pit lane. That is what we like to see. No, it isn't. Oh, God, no, Deadly. So Casper serving his 10 seconds. Deadly is going to get away with his and have to serve it at the end. Speeding into the pit lane as well. His pulse luxury, and he retires now. He makes it 7 retirements in the pit lane. And where does Deadly come out? But yes, Deadly was tier 2 last season. He's now tier 1. He's done an exceptional job. Very consistent, very positive. Never whinges, never moans, just cracks on with it, and that's the sort of attitude that you need in sim racing. What a move around the outside that was from Fanfinus on Jinkto, and then a move up the inside by Deadly on the McLaren. Very nicely done. Jinkto is right in the mix of things here, and there goes DK Cohen. And Jinkto just racing his own race. Not long to go now. Fanfinus setting the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Casper is behind Bjorn. Now he got that 10-second time penalty, but these are massive for the points. And Casper is through, but Bjorn is going to go later on the brakes. He is going to try everything to make it difficult, but there's only so much he can do. And Casper makes his way into P9, and the chase is on to Jinkto in front. What about DK Cohen on his debut? What a debut he's having. He's got a bad on 4 behind him. He's got Deadly in front of him. So Fanfinus on Epic OJ. Here he comes up the inside, getting the fastest lap of the race and gets the move done. And Epic OJ sort of, I don't think he wanted to compromise any damage really with that positional change. So he sort of bounced away and gave even extra space to Fanfinus there. Who? How is Fanfinus in P3? He started in P20. This is his home Grand Prix, and he's now fighting for a podium. This is remarkable stuff. This could be drive of the season here from Fanfinus. This is what we were waiting for. I would say as well, DK Cohen is probably on for one of the debuts of the season. Really strong performance. He's not even picked up a single track limit yet. And then you've got a ban on 4. Casper, 10 laps to go. Yes, I think there is potentially, yeah. Reese now on the back of Fanfinus. Fanfinus is up to P2. Where is this coming from? This is exciting times, and he's on fresh hearts until the end of this race. I tell you what, I do not know how this has even happened, but Fanfinus is racing. Fanfinus is racing for his true position here. Oh, Reese has got damage. Reese has got wing damage. How has Hackmore and Fanfinus ended up in a better strategical position than Reese and Epic OJ? I do not understand it. So Reese does have front wing damage. What's going on, Jake? How we doing? So this is fascinating stuff. Remember how the Constructors' Championship looks. That's how it looks. So if Epic OJ can get through on Reese, that'll be massive considering Casper's in front of Bjorn. 548 points for Kick Sauber. 545 for Racing Bulls. And then the Drivers' Championship, only 19 points in it. Reese leading Epic OJ. So Epic OJ needs to get in front of Reese here. He needs to make this count. Hackmore, remember, does have a penalty. Let's just check what penalty he does have. Yeah, 3 seconds. Yeah, Jake, it's a common occurrence that nowadays. Yeah, a bad on 4 in the Alpine. And you know what as well? You know what's the most frustrating part as well, Jake? Is obviously you have to just stay completely professional at all times, and I find it very hard to not just go in on them. Especially because I'm from that era and from that area there, where you just don't get to say things to people and get away with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, but these kids nowadays, they get kicked from a league and then they're jumping on TikTok, making TikToks about you, writing stuff in the comments, and I just think, imagine, imagine you just went up to somebody and said that to their face because they didn't want you racing in their league. It's just crazy. Anyway, a bad on 4 on the back of DK Cohen in towards turn 1. And Deadly holding these two up at the moment. Reese is staying with Fanfris, and that is helping him because Epic OJ is swarming him. yeah, Bernard again. What about Edward and Jinkto? So Jinkto moves to the side. This is good points for McLaren, really good points. A bad on 4 now on DK Cohen. This is becoming a very interesting fight. Mate, tell me about it. Hopefully a bad on 4 is racing with his new F7R cap. He's got a lot more battery, a lot more ERS than DK Cohen in front of him. So this should help him down the straight. We can see the battery charge, and here he comes. He is deploying, moves to the left-hand side, and a bad on 4 is into P6. What a move from the Alpine. Reese still holding on with Epic OJ attacking. And remember, Reese does have front wing damage. 6 laps remaining here in Zandvoort for the Netherlands Grand Prix. It is still all to play for. Fanfris is stopped catching, and Hackmore is clear as daylight now. Jack M in that Red Bull. On the back of Bjorn McQueen. Casper with that 10-second time penalty has found himself in P8. B writes in Bristol. He was down playing golf all weekend, swanning off, weren't he, with the lads as well. The guy's living his best life. No, he's actually back in the Netherlands, but he didn't get back in time for the race. He's been in Bristol for a week, though. Well, not just in Bristol. He's been playing golf like at bloody St Andrews or something. No, it's not at St Andrews, but it's at a very posh golf course. Yeah, part-time, mate. Part-timer, honestly. Guy's living out there. He's living his best life. Epic OJ in the Sauber. Still chasing down Reese Dye. This is massive. If Reese can hold on and not let Epic OJ through, that is massive in terms of the championship going into the final 5 races of the season. That's how the championship looks. And then we've got Jack, who could potentially get through on Bjorn McQueen. Let's have a look at the data. Yeah, Bjorn has got front wing damage and he's got older tyres. So Jack should have an opportunity at some point to make a stamp on this. Edward and Jinkto in 11 and 12. Decent points for these two. But I think Epic OJ will eventually get to the point where he will get impatient and he will just be like, yeah, I'm going for this. And he'll make that lunge, he'll make that dive. When that moment comes, I don't know. But I'm sure it will. Oh, and I thought it was then. Look at this for a DRS train on the back of Reese. On the back of Fanfinus, really. I tell you what, considering Reese has got a missing end plate here, he is doing a phenomenal job at holding on. He really is. So, fair play to him, because it is not easy to race around Zandvoort where it's so close in time. You've got that straight down in towards turn 1, and to do it all with a missing end plate is very difficult. Right, Jack M in that Red Bull, he will be also waiting for that opportunity to arise. Hackmore, remember with that 3-second time penalty, all Fanfinus has to do is find a second and a half. Find a second and a half and you are going to win this race. But it's not as easy as that. No, I know what you mean, Jake. You just... Sometimes you fall out of love with racing. Listen, I tell you, mate. In the 6 years I've been doing F7, I've fallen out of love with racing numerous times. But probably at the moment, to be fair, I very, very, very rarely go on F1 outside of a Sunday. I'm going to be brutally honest. Maybe sometimes a Saturday night I might jump on for half an hour, but I rarely play the game. I just don't enjoy it at all. I used to love doing practice lobbies, jumping on, doing open lobbies, all that sort of stuff. But I go through stages, and I think everybody does. And eventually you'll just feel, oh, I fancy racing again. Usually when the F1 starts again, it's going back-to-back races, you start to get that itch to go and play again, especially after you watch an F1 race. And I think that's the best time for F1 racing, is when it's actually on. Because you get to watch it and then go, oh, I fancy going competing now. And then you get to go and race as well. And I think that's what's good about a Sunday, because you get to feel like you're an F1 driver and then watch the F1 driver. But yeah, I feel like it just comes and goes. That itch for racing. I mean, I've been absolutely bashing Arc Raiders at the moment. It's just a really fun game for me. I've not even thought about F1, but you just go through them stages. But I still love race day. But I'm just not a big fan of racing. So 3 laps to go. Is Epic OJ going to make this attempt, or is it going to leave his grasps? And Jack M is only a 10th behind Bjorn McQueen as he dives into turn 3. He's trying to get the better exit, but again Bjorn defends. And here he comes, Jack M down the inside. That is a brilliant overtake. Breathtaking stuff from Jack M through the eye of a needle. Outstanding from the Red Bull. So back on board with the Kick Sauber. Bjorn caught napping. 2 laps to go. Yeah, I did the exact same thing, Jake. How old are you now? Probably around your age, actually. Like 19s, 20s. And I didn't touch a PlayStation for like 6 years. And then after 6 years, I came back. Because I used to do Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 videos and all that when I was like 18. Used to make loads of content and stuff. Then I fell out of love with it, stopped playing it for like 6 years, came back, started streaming again as Tane, started doing Fortnite, got really popular, was doing really well, and then fell out of love with it again and completely stopped streaming again when I was at a really good point as well. Fell out of love with it, came back, changed all the socials to F7 and started up the league. So yeah, you just go through stages, mate. sometimes you're just enjoying doing something else. You're going out drinking or something like that, or playing pool, or playing darts, or out with your mates, or playing golf or football, or whatever it might be. And then one day you'll be like, you know what, I do fancy going back to doing some racing. Oh, well, look at this. Epic OJ and Deadly are ghosting. Ghosting is completely off. No, it's Reese. So Reese is holding on, and Reese has lost DRS. This is on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Wow. And Epic OJ nearly got through. Reese has held on, but he's still got no DRS. He's going to get one opportunity, Epic OJ, and he needs to make it count. Deadly has a time penalty. And Hackmore is leading. Epic OJ will get the run to the line. Is it going to be enough, though? He's going to be so much quicker out of turn 14. Hackmore is leading. Then Fanfurness, who needed to get within 3 seconds, but he's not doing it. Here comes Reese and Epic OJ. Is he going to get the better exit? Reese, even with wing damage, got it. Hackmore wins. Fanfurness takes P2. Reese and Epic OJ. Reese takes P3. A bad on 4 takes P5. Deadly in P6. No DK. Cohen in P6. Deadly in P7. Casper takes P8. Jack MS in P10 as Bjorn takes P9. But Hackmore, the man from Belgium, takes the race victory. Fanfurness from 20th on the grid with the drive of the season takes P2. And I am glad that's over. I am dying for the toilet. What a result, though. What a race. Vamos. Vamos. That is massive in the Drivers' Championship. The fact that that Reese stayed in front of Epic OJ. But it is your man, Dennis, that takes the top spot. Fanfurness in P2 and Reese in P3. Oh, that's unlucky, Kylan. So there you have it. Your race winner is Hackmore in P1. Your driver of the day and P2 is Fanfurness, and Reese in the VCAB takes P3. Epic OJ takes P4 and a bad on 4 in P5. DK Cohen in P6. Great debut, by the way, from DK Cohen. Deadly in P7, Casper in P8, Bjorn McQueen in P9. So it's still massive points for VCAB. Red Bull in P10. Having a look at the constructors, yeah, Racing Bull are now leading the constructors again. Jack MS in P10, Jinkto in P11, Edward P13, Balska, and then the rest of them at DNF. Yeah, well done, Dennis. Absolutely deserved, mate. Really, really well done. So there you have it, guys. Our full day of racing comes to an end. I do not feel great at all, so I'm going to shoot off. But congratulations, well done to Dennis, well done to Fanfurness, and well done to Reese, and well done to every other driver as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. Thank you for supporting us as always. It means so much to us, and if we can continue to do this, to put on great races and great shows for you guys, then we will do. And if we continue to do that, then hopefully you continue to choose us as your home and your place to race. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us all weekend. Well done to every single driver. Every single seat was filled today. All 80 spaces. We couldn't even fit enough drivers in. There was that many that wanted to race. So congratulations to everybody. Well done and have a great week. I will be back on Wednesday for Formula 7 Realistic. I might actually try and get somebody to cover it because I've got a massive interview for a promotion on Thursday, so I got a lot to do in terms of work-wise and preparation. So I might not see you Wednesday, but if I do, I will see you then. Take care, everybody. Have a great week, and I will see you again.